The students, my name is Uncle Pedro. Of course, you call me Uncle Kante. I will deal with SS2 class today. The topic we have this term is bearings. Bearings. We are familiar with bearing already. So under bearing, the first subtopic under bearing is trigonometrical ratios. The first subtopic is trigonometrical ratios. So I believe in trigonometric ratios, you are familiar with SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA simply means sine opposite by hypotenuse, cos is cos, adjacent by hypotenuse, and the tan there opposite over adjacent. Alright, so I believe we have solved so many questions on SOHCAHTOA. So I don't think we have much to do, but this example will help you to refresh your memory while you go to your INFAT or your textbook and practice for that examples. So you are following me. Alright, so let's just take one example on these trigonometric ratios. Given that sine s equals 5 over 13, where theta is less than or equal to x, for which s is less than or equal to 90 degrees, find cos s 2 sine s over 2 tan s. I believe you are with me. Alright, now look at this range. It's called that the value of x lies between 0 and 90 degrees. That means this s could be 30, could be 40, but it's not above 90 degrees. It's between 0 and 90 degrees. So, but our problem here is we don't know cos s. We don't know tan s. They only give us what? Sine s. So how do we now find cos s and tan s? Because we already know sine s. If the big question like this one, because this question has been coming out year in, year out, what you do, just draw a right angle triangle so that it will enable you to find what? Cos s and tan s respectively. Alright, so we draw right angle what? Triangle. This is a right angle triangle. We call this place S means our angle. At times we see theta here. So whatever you have here, this is as your angle. So here is S. Sine S equals 5 over 13. Define it. Sine means what? Opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite by what? Hypotenuse. So the opposite here is what? 5 is the opposite. And 13 becomes what? The hypotenuse. Hope you are following me. So now visit this right hand triangle. Our opposite here is 5. So you put it here 5. Then longer side, hypotenuse here is what? 13. If you like, you can call it triangle A, B, C. Alright. So having said that, I said we don't know cos s. Cos s we don't know. Then tan s is also not given. Why? Because cos means adjacent over hypotenuse. What's adjacent? There's no value there. But you know hypotenuse will be 5. Tan means opposite by adjacent. Adjacent is not given. So that's why we use triangle, right down triangle, to find the value of the unknown side, which is adjacent side. That's the only way out. So this place, we don't know it. Let's call here y. That's the adjacent side of this triangle. Y. If you are given side, two sides of a right angle triangle, for you to find the third side, use Pythagoras theorem. We are used to that formula. The square of the hypotenuse side equals the sum of the squares of the opposite plus what? The adjacent. That is Pythagoras theorem. So what is the hypotenuse square? So using Pythagoras theorem, which states that what? Hypotenuse square equal to what? The opposite square plus the adjacent what? Square. Alright. So what do we do here? The hypotenuse is given to us as what? 13. That's where this right angle triangle is facing. It's 13. So quickly say 13 square equals our opposite is what? 5 square. This is the opposite side. This is the hypotenuse. So plus following this Pythagoras theorem, our adjacent is unknown. I use letter y to represent the adjacent side. So y square. 13 square means 13 times 13 gives you 169 equals 25 square. 5 square means 25. That is 5 times 5. 25 plus y squared. What do you do here? Connect like terms. Becomes 169 goes inside, becomes minus 25 equals y squared. Subtract 25 from 169. I believe I'm going to get 144. So 144 equals y squared. How do you get the value of y? Since there is square here, you take the square root of both sides. So y becomes the square root of 144. Y is simply what? Square root of 144 give you 12. Because 12 times 12 is what? 144. That is 12. So we have known the value of what? The adjacent side. That's not given to us. So you now reproduce the diagram. In this form, reproduce the what? The diagram. So here, your A, angle A. Here is angle B. And we have angle C as well. So here is your 5, 13, S, the angle is unknown. Then inside of Y, which is what? 12. So I'll now come back to this expression that they ask us to determine. Cos S. From here, cos X, that is cosine of this angle S here. So cos S equals, what is cos? Adjacent over what? Hypotenuse. What's adjacent here? It's 12 over what? 13 hypotenuse. Then similarly, tan S equals opposite over what? Adjacent. What's the opposite side? Is 5. What's the adjacent side? Over 12. I believe you already understand opposite adjacent from the trigonometrical ratio. Anyway, the angle is facing the opposite. That side is what? Adjacent. Any side that is being faced with this diagonal triangle is what? Hypotenuse. So that is that. You also flip back into the formula. We have it as cos S 2 sine S over 2 tan S. Alright. Anyway, see cos S, put what? You put 12 over 13, that's our cos S, multiplied by, because they are all together, so it's multiplication. 2, these 2 here, times, what is our sine S? From the question, we know that sine S is already what? 5 over 13, so here put what? 5 over 13. Divide everything that is the numerator by what? 2 times, what is our tan S? Tan is what? 5 over what? 12. 5 over 12. So what do you do here? You just multiply and get your answer. Call it over 1. So it is equal to, we cannot cancel any of them out here. So just say 2 times 5 give you 10. 10 times 12 gives you 120 over 13 times 1 is 13. 13 times 13 is 169. So the numerator is 169 over this denominator. 2 times 5 is what? 10. 12 times 1 is what? 12. So what mass form quickly say, which is equal to 120 over 169. This big division, reduce it to a smaller division. 10 over what? 12. Hope you are following me. Alright, so what do we do here? In fraction, division changes to what? Multiplication. When it does that, this denominator goes to numerator and this numerator goes to what? Denominator. They interchange. That is the right hand side. So 120 over 169 times 12 over 10, because I already changed the sign, multiplication. So what do we do here? Just say this cancel what? This. Of course, I cannot reduce 169 and 12. Is we now have 12 times 12 gives us what? 144 over what? 169. So that is the what? The answer. Alright, I believe you understand. It's a very simple calculation. Whenever you have something like this, go and draw right down triangle. Know the unknown what? Side. So previously you were taught angle of elevation and depression. So what I'm going to do now is you are at a total level, looking upwards, elevation, that's elevation, looking up, your eye level, look at an object up, maybe your object is on top of a tree, for example, a bed, looking up. So the depression simply means you are up, maybe you are on the tree, looking at objects on the horizontal ground, maybe you are looking at a vehicle passing on the road. Okay, so that is depression. I believe you have been taught that. Alright, so Let's solve this simple question on the angle of elevation and depression. But meanwhile, I will advise you to go to your reading part and solve further exercises and examples to enhance your understanding. So I should take only one example for angle of elevation and depression. Like I said before, horizontal ground, viewing up the object on top of this certain height, this height, this is horizontal ground, this is ground. Then the object here, this, let's say Ojo, looking at object on top of this tree, this is the height of the tree, from there to this height of the tree. This one is a tree. The man is standing here on the horizontal ground, looking at object here. The angle formed between the horizontal level and this height, this theta, is called the angle of elevation. Then if the man is here, Mr. Ojo, on top of this place, looking downwards, looking at the ground, we have what's called angle of what? Depression. The man is looking downward. So angle of elevation is equal to angle of what? Depression. They are equal. If you have 30 here, this is what? 30. So this Z shape is called alternate what? Angle. Z shape is called alternate what? Angle. So please, let's quickly solve this question. There are several terms they use for angle of elevation. They can even use ladder. They will say if a ladder lays against the vertical wall. Vertical wall is like this. Ladder, you always slant. So in that case, this one is ladder. Ladder on top of the wall, lying on top of the wall. They can also say tree. Tree is always straight. They can even use pole. They can use pole. So the flag pole, this will be pole, tree. They can use tower. So pole, tree, tower, etc. They are always what? Straight. They are vertical. Are you getting it? Alright. They will say a man moves 5 meters away from foot of the building. This is a building. 5 meters away. This time, so there are several terms they use in angle of elevation. Maybe when you are practicing, you see this thing. So let's continue. So the angle of elevation of top of a tree from point on the ground 60 meters away from the foot of the tree. Now let's draw the tree first. This is the tree. Let me ask you, this is the tree. This is the tree. Call this one the tree. I told you angle of elevation start from down, looking for this theta is called angle of elevation. So the angle of elevation on top of the tree from point on the ground 60 meters away from the foot of this is the foot of the tree. This place is the foot of what? The tree, like the ground level. So and the distance of the foot of the tree is the distance from the tree is 60 what? 60 meters. Then the angle formed, which is angle of elevation given to you, is angle what? Angle 78 what? Degree. So look at the question once more. It says the angle of elevation on top of the tree. This is top of the tree. This top of the tree. Maybe the man is standing here. This is the man. Look at top of the tree. The angle of elevation I told you is this very one, which is this. Top of the tree. Above the eye level. Now 78 degree. The distance between the man and the foot of the tree is 60 meters. So what is it you find? Find the height of the tree. This from this top down to the foot is the height of what? The tree. That you don't know. So please, all these languages are very simple. Just understand the terminologies used. I've explained ladder. I said something about flagpole, something about building, even mast, empty mast. All right. So let's find the height of the tree, which is unknown. Height of the tree. This place is the opposite side. You have that one, Sokatwa. Then here is the hypotenuse. See where this box faces is the hypotenuse side. Then this down side is what? Is the adjacent. The following is adjacent side. So what and what do we need here? The size given to us. 60 meters is for the adjacent. Then this side that you don't know is the height, which is where the opposite. So we are interested in the adjacent and the opposite. The adjacent and the opposite. Adjacent, opposite. Because we don't know the height. And height is placed at what? Opposite straight. So adjacent and opposite is what? Is tan. This is what? Is what? Tan. That is toa. Toa. So tan what? Tan theta equal to opposite over what? Adjacent. We used to call it oppo over aja in those days in class. Can remember oppo over aja. We used to sing a song. Alright. So tan, what's that theta there? The angle there is what? 78 degree equals what's the opposite? Opposite is the height. That is this place. Don't know this place. Here is the opposite. Alright. So what is the height? Which is what? H over our adjacent is what? 60 meters. So to get the height, what do you do here? You cross multiply. Cross multiply. So h times 1 is h. that is height, equals 60 times tan what? 78 degrees. Alright, so equals 60 times, you know that 78 degrees is not a special angle, so you can use your calculator or go to your fourth table to evaluate or look for the value of tan 78 degrees. So tan 78 degrees gives you 4.7046. Before decimal places, so multiply it by 60. So now I have 60 multiplied by 4.7046. We will have height equals 282.28 meters. Alright, so this is the height of the tree. The height of the tree that is from here to this place is 282.28 meters. That is 28 meters. Alright, so you go to your textbooks, please. Practice. Please practice. Go to your new concept mathematics. Practice exercise 13.3. Question 1 to 10. Please just try and practice them and study further examples on this angle of elevation and depression as well as the trigonometric ratio. So please, thank you very much for listening to my class. I hope to see you next Monday. Goodbye.